Why would I want to arrest you?
Well, I don't want you to arrest me, but
Yeah,
I
don't want to arrest you and take you to custody. I am going to arrest you for failing to provide a valid ticket to travel.
Welcome to Court Update, where we shine a light on misconduct, break down police and legal actions, defend your rights, and demand accountability. This episode comes courtesy of Auditor Alex Lenon. Don't forget to check the link below, subscribe to his channel, and give him the recognition he deserves. In today's jaw-dropping episode, Alex Lennon experiences one of the most absurd arrests you'll ever see. Rushing to catch his train, he's stopped by rail staff for not showing a printed ticket, even though he had already purchased it online. What should have been a simple misunderstanding quickly spirals out of control when British transport police show up. Instead of using basic common sense, one officer escalates the situation into a full-blown arrest, simply because Alex refuses to hand over his personal details to staff and security. The result? Chaos, confusion, and a completely unnecessary confrontation that you have to see to believe.
Paid the money.
You haven't. You can
I have paid the money.
You're not listening. You're shutting your mind. You're not open-minded.
So
you're just tunnel vision
what are you,
on your opinion.
What are you trying to tell me?
We'll let the police come, the British
We'll let the
Transport
British
Police.
Transport Police come?
We'll get your details.
Well, they will they will arrest me.
They'll get your details.
They will arrest me.
But you're not going to give them your details.
If they arrest me, then I will give them my details. I'm being denied exit from the station.
Right, have you purchased a ticket
Yes.
where you boarded the train?
I purchased the ticket and I can show evidence of that.
Right, have you printed that ticket
I wasn't
off?
able to get it printed, no.
Right, is there a reason why you were unable to get it printed
I was running
off?
for the train. I have to be in a really important meeting in Reading, and I had to run to get the train because it was going to cause me enormous problems if I didn't get that train and was delayed for that really important meeting in Reading.
Right.
And I thought, quite reasonably, that I've paid for a ticket.
Yeah.
I can prove I paid for a ticket. I can prove I've got the code for the ticket. And I literally, as I've said to these people, all I need to do is to go there to get that ticket and to show these people the ticket that I have purchased and paid for.
This should have been resolved in seconds. Alex clearly explains that he's already paid for his ticket. He just didn't have time to print it while rushing to catch his train. He has all the proof on his phone, including the booking code, and he's even standing right next to a ticket machine where he can print it immediately. This isn't evasion, it's common sense in action. What makes it worse is that Alex is doing everything right. He's transparent, cooperative, and offering to prove his payment on the spot. Any reasonable officer or rail staff would have simply checked the booking, confirmed it, and let him continue on his way. Instead, a simple 30-second verification spirals into a full-blown, unnecessary escalation.
Understand their reasoning? All I'm saying is I paid for a ticket, so my belief is that in law I can show I've had no intent to defraud anybody.
Yeah.
I haven't travelled this network trying to travel without a ticket, and I can evidence that. And so I did not intend to give these people my personal details. I don't believe they're empowered to take them, and I'm not going to give them to you. Should you, of course, arrest me, I will, of course, give you my personal details, and I will abide by the empowerment that you have. But I think, frankly, I can travel the country, I can go to Reading, I can go to Manchester, I can go all over the place, get a ticket, I can tap my phone on devices. It's only here in Liverpool that we seem to have this archaic system with these people who cause these problems for people who are just trying to pay for tickets and go about their daily business, minding their own business, which is all I'm trying to do.
Right, okay. Obviously, when you do purchase your ticket on the train line, you do have to tick to the terms and conditions that you have to print it off.
I don't know, nobody ever reads that stuff.
As you say, on this network here for Merseyrail, they do require you to have the said ticket printed off, ready for inspection at the gate or at the barriers.
The officer tries to justify the arrest by pointing to Muriel's terms and conditions, claiming Alex agreed to print his ticket when he ticked the box online. But Alex is completely in the right. Let's be real. Who actually reads every line of that fine print? Muriel's own website even clarifies that only some tickets bought through third parties need to be printed before travel. Since Alex purchased his ticket directly and can prove payment, that argument falls apart instantly. What the officer completely ignores is intent. Alex isn't trying to dodge a fare or avoid paying. He's literally standing right next to a ticket machine, ready to print the ticket on the spot. This isn't about a missing ticket. It's about common sense being thrown out the window and replaced with blind rule following.
What I would say is that, anybody can have a policy. Anybody can make a rule. Yeah? Doesn't mean it's a criminal offence, doesn't mean it's a civil offence. I don't believe I've committed an offence. I mean, they may think I've broken their procedures and policies, that's fine. I don't believe I've committed any offence because I've paid money for a ticket to travel and I can prove that.
Yeah,
so where is my offence?
No, but you have got your ticket, but you've not printed the said ticket off.
Where's my civil or criminal offence?
But you should have printed it off before you travelled.
You could say you've got to stand on... Sorry to interrupt.
No, it does say, obviously, on the train stations and on the trains, that you have to have your ticket ready to present to these guys. And if you have it on the phone, which is the actual ticket, yours isn't the actual ticket. Yours is proof to say you've purchased the ticket, but you've not yet you've not yet printed that said ticket off.
I see what you're saying. My point is that what's happened, you could have a rule on the terms and conditions on Merseyrail saying everybody on the train has to stand on one leg, and everybody would have to stand on one leg, and you could threaten people if they didn't stand on one leg.
Alex absolutely nails it here. He's not breaking the law. He's breaking a rule. And those are two very different things. The law clearly requires you to pay your fare before traveling, which he did. He has proof of purchase, the booking code, and can even print the ticket on the spot. What Muriel is trying to enforce is not criminal law. It's a company policy. And you can't arrest someone for not following a business rule. When Alex boils it down with that one-liner about standing on one leg, it perfectly exposes just how absurd the situation is. Muriel can make any rule they like, but that doesn't give them, or the police, the authority to treat it as law. This moment highlights the stark contrast between someone applying logic, like Alex, and officers blindly enforcing corporate nonsense.
It's not breaking the law if people don't do it. They're breaking your rules. And that's the difference I'm trying to get across to you.
This is fair bylaws, that it is a ticket period, which we do have to have a said ticket to come onto the station, and for as soon as you board the train, you should have a ticket of travel, unless your train station is closed and then you've taken a picture to say it's closed. Come to these guys and they will sell you a ticket.
It's often closed, it's often nobody there, and then it would be fine.
But you've purchased your ticket already, but unfortunately, because you haven't printed it off, you should have printed it off before you travelled.
So my point to you again is that I've looked at the bylaws, and I may be wrong, but I've read the bylaws, and my understanding of the bylaws is that they say if you break these bylaws, you may be taken to court. And if you're taken to court, and it can be shown that there's an intent to defraud, you may be prosecuted. Now, I can show there was no intent to defraud. So if we go to court, it's all going to be very annoying for me, very embarrassing for Merseyrail, but I can show there was no intent to defraud. So I don't believe that I'm in any kind of, situation where I've broken these.
Alex absolutely nails this exchange, exposing just how little the officer understands the law. He's referring to Bylaw 18 of the Railway Bylaws 2005, which deals with ticketless travel in non-compulsory ticket areas. The crucial part, it only applies with intent to avoid payment. That means there must be a deliberate attempt to dodge the fare, not a simple mistake, not confusion, and certainly not a commuter who can prove they already paid. In Alex's case, there's zero intent to defraud. Without intent, there's no criminal element. These bylaws exist to catch fare dodgers, not honest travelers who have paid and can prove it.
So the train line tickets, as you said rightly, you have to print out the tickets. If it's not printed out, it's not valid to travel on the train.
I know this is what the lady said to me.
Yeah, it's not valid on the train.
And what I'm saying is that petrol
ticket. Can I just explain to you?
Yes.
What happened is sometimes people buy train line tickets.
Yes.
They don't print it. They do the journey. They complete the journey.
Yes.
What happens is they get refunded.
Well, that would be terrible.
They got refunded.
That would be terrible.
Okay, so some people does that. Okay, I'm not saying you do.
No.
Your intention to do that.
Specifically,
on these occasions.
Specifically, I asked these people to let me go just over there, to print the ticket. And they would see I printed the ticket, and they would know that it had been paid.
Their understanding would be, if they went here, you would have done the journey, and you got the refunded as well from the train line. Which some people does that.
This PCSO's logic is completely absurd, showing just how easily lazy assumptions turn into false accusations. He's basically saying, you might have done something dishonest if we weren't here. But that's not how the law works. That's not policing. That's guessing. You can't accuse someone of potential fraud based on what might have happened in an imaginary scenario. Alex literally offered to print his ticket right there next to the machine, proving beyond doubt that he'd already paid and had no intention of dodging the system. What makes it even more ridiculous is that the PCSO's own argument collapses under scrutiny. If Alex were truly trying to cheat the system, the last thing he'd do is stand in front of officers, insisting on showing proof of payment.
As you said?
Yes.
Yeah. You can give your details to them.
Well, I'm not going to do that.
And if you don't, then the police get involved.
Yep.
Police get involved.
As
then
indeed
the criminal
has happened.
matter.
Yes.
Where it's dealt as a ticket fraud.
Yeah, and that's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Because I'm not giving these people my details. Because I've paid for a ticket.
This is what's happening now.
There cannot be ticket fraud.
Okay.
Because I've paid for the ticket.
Well, that's not valid ticket.
There's no intention to defraud in law.
Well, we don't know because.
Well, I can prove it. I mean, I can show you the receipt and I can get it printed. There's no intention to defraud.
As I say, it's not valid.
Okay, well, you know, if we have
reliably informed, that's not a valid ticket. It's a reference number for a ticket.
Well, I've had all three of you inform me that.
You should have printed your ticket off before you travel.
So, can I just go and print the ticket off?
No, you should have done it before you travel.
Oh, I see. So
you can't travel without
so you're going to take me to court because you won't let me print a ticket. Okay, well, let's do it then. What do we do next?
Obviously, you need to provide your details to these people here. Can I just ask, is there a reason why you don't want to?
Yeah, because I don't believe they're empowered to take them, and I don't believe I have to give them to them.
They do have the power to take your details.
No, they don't.
They do. They are accredited.
I don't believe that.
The BTP officers claimed that the ticket inspectors were accredited and could legally demand Alex's details is completely wrong. Ticket inspectors aren't law enforcement. They operate under the railway bylaws, which only allow them to request your name and address if they have reasonable grounds to believe you've deliberately tried to avoid paying. That is nowhere near what was happening with Alex. What makes it worse is the officer's blind confidence. Instead of verifying the inspector's actual powers, she took their word as gospel and used it to pressure Alex. That's not supporting a partner agency. It's outsourcing judgment to people with no police authority. It's lazy, it's unlawful, and it perfectly illustrates why the public loses trust in policing. One officer's ignorance can turn a simple civil matter into an arrestable nightmare.
Arrested, I will give my details to the arresting police officer when hearing the basis upon which I'm being arrested, because that will then be used in the court of law.
Right, at the moment, I do have a necessity because you're not failing to provide your details.
I will not provide my details until I'm arrested.
Yeah. Why would I want to arrest you?
Well, I don't want you to arrest me, but
I don't want to arrest you and take you to custody.
Yeah,
and
I really
you've
don't
got
want that
meetings
either.
to get to.
I really don't want
I've
that.
still got things to do today, obviously.
I'm not going to be pressured into giving people my details. I have a right have the right to privacy. I will not give people my details and they're pressuring me to do that. I don't believe you have a right to take my details until you arrest me. If you arrest me, if there's a basis for you to arrest me, and you arrest me, and you tell me why I'm being arrested, I will of course comply and I will of course give my details. That's
you
just
haven't
normal.
got the ticket.
I paid for a ticket,
but
and I
that's
can
just the
print that
reference
ticket
number.
just over there.
Yes, but you should have printed the ticket before you travel.
And you're going to arrest me for that.
I am going to arrest you for failing to provide a valid ticket to travel, okay?
So you're going to arrest me for
my
failing
necessity
to,
is
sorry, to, for
my
failing
necessity
for failing to
provide a valid ticket for travel, which you don't have on your person. You have a reference number. So I will arrest you for the offence.
And you won't let me print that to show you that I have a ticket?
Because you've already passed the point where you could have printed the ticket off.
So you won't allow me to print the ticket? Okay.
Well, obviously when I've finished dealing with you then, you can go and print the ticket off. That's fine. Yep. Okay. Do you want to come to our office and we'll speak out the way?
Yeah,
and we'll take it from there.
Okay.
All right. Do you want to follow this way? Thank you.